I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for June 4th, 2021, back at the Daily's place. It's Friday. It's Jacksonville, Florida. We got Jay, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur all on commentary. We're off the heels of Double or Nothing, so let's do it. We got a different camera angle. We're still in the same building, still in the exact same place, but we don't have the weird angle with the Daily's Place logo. We're pretty familiar with that arena by now, but they filmed the other side of it, so you have like a nice little banner, and you got fans, but they're further back and they're elevated. And I did notice that the fans were not around the ring. They had one section near the ring, next to the guardrail. But these were all wrestler fans. The actual fans, they were pretty distant, which I thought was quite interesting. When I looked at the ticket sales for Dallas, Texas, it looked like there was no seats even available for purchase right around the ring. So not too surprising there. They are going on the road, but they are taking precautions. So I assume WWE is going to have a big, clear barricade around their ring to protect them, and AEW is just not going to have fans near their ring like they have here tonight. But we're going to start off with this with the first match here tonight. It's Pac and Penta. Penta Zero taking on the Young Bucks, and of course Don Callis over there on commentary. The Young Bucks got to start off here tonight. The Bucks, they pal around and they're trying to interfere, you know what I'm saying? And but Frankie Kazarian puts a stop to this pretty early on. And I thought, wait a second, so is Pac and is the Death Triangle, are they good guys? Like, surely they didn't just put like two heel teams in here together. But that kind of seems what it looks like. Brandon Cutler, he tries to involve himself, and doesn't really work out for him. Callis on commentary is talking about how Brandon Cutler is a young boy, in Japan wrestling, whatever. And he drops this line, which he shouldn't have. He said, everybody needs a young boy. And I was like, never say that ever. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Hey, what's up, Super Serpents? I see you in the chat. I know it's late. AEW's been running shows here Friday night very late. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're doing this. The show just actually ended, believe it or not. And I'm here for it. And I'm glad that you're here with me. Now, of course, Matt Jackson, he's got to make fun of other wrestlers. It seems as if he made fun of the recently released from WWE Braun Strowman as he does a little choo-choo run around the ring. And Nick, he takes off Penta's mask, but Penta had a mask under his mask, like an underwear type mask. Well, not like underwear, but it's underneath his regular mask. There's probably a better word for it, but weird, I would think, to wear two masks. Not like a mask you would wear out in public like a regular person, but like a wrestler mask, that covers your entire head. So maybe that was some kind of weird joke. I don't know. Maybe he just prepares. He's a preparer. But Pac, he gets a black arrow for almost a 3, but Matt, he breaks it up. Brandon Cutler in there with the cheap shot behind the referee's back. It's funny because Brandon Cutler looks like such a nerd with his little mask thingy, like protection, whatever. But then he looks all super cool when he comes out and wrestles. What's up with that? I don't really quite understand it. JR was in rare form. Well, actually, JR was just being JR. He criticizes the referee for missing the shoulders, not being down when the pinfall happened all quick like. And yeah, Young Bucks, they steal this one. They go for a post-match beatdown with the BTE trigger, but Kingston, he is quick to come and save. This is not the first time, nor the last time, that JR will be making comments about the questionable actions of the wrestlers, in the ring right there. So yeah, Tony Schiavone, he's in the ring and he's got half of a voice, which I don't blame him. He was speaking a lot. He was calling a lot. JR he was coughing and having a hard time getting his words out. He was coughing on commentary during Double or Nothing. He seems to have fully recovered, but Tony Schiavone still, his voice, it's waning. Now, he reminds us that AEW Rampage is coming this August, and they got an analyst, and it is the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. He comes to the ring with no song, surprising for AEW. They are somehow able to conjure up theme songs for people out of thin air. But for Mark Henry, it did not happen. So perhaps he's got a special song coming. But what is coming Friday, August 13th is Rampage. And Henry, he says that he's not here to fix AEW because AEW is not broken. So good on him for putting over AEW. They've brought in a lot of talent, a lot of people, ex-WWE people. And he's just there to be there, I guess, because that's the place to be. So it's a good thing he did. And, making the show look good, making it all look nice. He's here to turn those screws, which I don't know what that means. Like, does he mean to make it tighter, to make it more secure? He's not making it better. He's just turning screws. So that's what he's going to be doing. Tony Schiavone asked the question that a lot of us are asking, will he wrestle again? He is wearing a salmon shirt. Does it mean he has retired? Does it mean it's over? He reminds us once again, one of his most famous promo, at least in my book. Mark Henry says the quote, he's got a lot left in the tank, which I popped for. Then Vicky Guerrero comes out. Why is she coming out? I don't know where she's been. She has kind of disappeared. She was with Jade Cargill, who wasn't even on the show this week, but she comes out and I'm like, what is she doing? She's saying, excuse me. And she introduces the person I guess she's going to be managing. It is Andrade Cien Almas. He has left WWE, of course, and now he is here in AEW. So that's cool. I expect him and others. But yeah, AEW is quickly filling up with lots of talent from WWE. There we go. So I'm excited. I'm not surprised, but I was surprised that it happened right at this particular moment. He says he's going to be the face of AEW, and the fans love it. A lot of people have said they're going to be the face of AEW. Isn't Scorpio Sky like the official face of AEW? I don't know. Anyways, it's Cody Rhodes and Shotty Lee Johnson with Arn Anderson, of course, on their side versus Anthony Ogogo and QT Marshall. Now, Lee Johnson, one of QT Marshall's former students. And here in this match, Aaron Solo, he's there. He distracts. Anthony Ogogo gets a hook shot on Cody before Cody can hit his crossroads there on QT Marshall. So, Anthony Ogogo and QT Marshall win. Oh, man, that sucks. After the huge win with Cody Rhodes, he's just losing right here on Dynamite. And QT gets on the mic and talks smack to Tony Schiavone for some reason. I honestly don't know why. He was talking to him, I guess, to get people angry with QT Marshall. It just seemed pointless. Well, we get a recap of Double or Nothing about the main event. And the main event, of course, was the football main event. What do they even call it? It doesn't matter. The main event of Double or Nothing. It was the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. So the Inner Circle, of course, are happy for winning this match as they come out. The fans are singing Judas. Chris Jericho loves it. He thinks it's amazing that people are still chanting it. People still know the words, and we're still going to do it. Stadium Stampede. My goodness, I could not think. Now, they tell the fans to look under their chairs. They got a surprise for them, and we see a ton of free Stadium Stampede shirts about them winning. So, I guess somebody had to buy them. I don't know who would have bought them from Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm sure some, but probably not that many, right? I have no idea. I have never seen somebody wearing well, I have seen people wear the pay-per-view shirts, ironically, but I don't know if I've seen somebody wear them unironically. But I mean, I don't know. I've been inside a lot, so who knows? I'll actually be going to a wrestling event tomorrow, so I'm gonna look and see if I can find one. I'll see if I can find one. Yes. So somebody had to buy them. Unlike last time, they had a truckload of shirts that they couldn't get rid of. So I'm assuming that was more of the reference in what they were doing. Now, Sammy Guevara, of course, he's happy. He went from doing 630s off of his mother's house to doing it in the main event at Double or Nothing. So he's excited about that. Hager wants to keep fighting the Inner Circle until they're done. I thought this was done. I thought it was over, but apparently no. They still want to attack. They still want to have matches. They still want to do all. Everybody still wants the Pinnacle. So this was not the end of it. They want to attack them until there's nothing left. Hager wants an MMA cage fight on Dynamite in 2 weeks. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you freaking serious? Have they learned nothing from the atrocities and just ridiculous gimmicked matches that no one wanted to see in WWE more than 20 years ago? I don't understand. Were these people not alive? Like when Ken Shamrock was doing, he had a cage match, right? And I don't ever recall anyone saying anything positive about the actual match, right? I just don't understand. I guess the argument would be, well, the AEW, they'll just do it right. Hey, this isn't WWE. They're going to just book it the way that it would just work. And I'm like, no. Even though MMA has become more popular, I cannot imagine that wrestling fans are going to be like, yeah, dude, I mean, cage match. Hager in an MMA cage and do MMA stuff. That's the thing we want to see. I just don't buy it. Jericho, he's PO'd about getting tossed off the cage at Blood and Guts. His arm's still messed up or whatever. So he says MJF tried to end his career and his livelihood. He's never going to forget that. And I mean, he just goes absolutely mental, right? And says that MJF, this isn't over. And Jericho is mad. So this feud is going to continue. When will it end? We may never know. We get a recap on Orange Cassidy and their title match at Double or Nothing. I could have sworn that they said that they were going to go directly past this to an interview with Orange Cassidy. I don't think that happened. I know they showed like a small clip of Orange Cassidy. I don't think that that's what they were referring to. But yes. Okay, so Callis and Omega are watching the footage of Double or Nothing, and they feel that there's a conspiracy to screw over Omega for the title at Double or Nothing. And I'm like, but Omega won at the pay-per-view, so I don't even understand what they're talking about. Like, I mean, come on. It's just, no, I don't like that. It just, no. You won the match. Like, what do you mean? Okay, so Alex Marvez asked about Jungle Boy's match, which is going to be coming up in a few weeks. And Omega, or is that next week? It's coming up. It's 1 or 2 weeks. Omega says that, yeah, well, Jungle Boy, he's not a jungle man. He's not a jungle champion. And Omega makes fun of the Jungle Boy's song. So that was Omega's promo. Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, they got a match right now. Yeah, and I mean, what a great partner to have in Christian Cage because, former tag team champions, one of the most popular tag teams the past couple decades here, right? Taking on Private Party, and Private Party are wearing white button-up shirts, like nice shirts, and khakis and tennis shoes. So that's their look. Are they trying to look like they work in a call center? That's not the Private Party I would want to attend. Maybe that's the point. They're bad guys. I didn't understand. Big Money Matt Hardy is there. And Private Party, they do the 5-second pose as they are double teaming on Christian. Jungle Boy puts puts Mark Quinn in the snare trap for the win here, and Matt Hardy gets the twist of fate on Christian on the stage. Oh no, he attacked. This was wrong of him. This was mean. This was an unprovoked, an unwanted attack. It happened. And Matt Hardy, why did he go after Christian like this? JR is going crazy. You know, he's talking about, these guys have had problems forever. And I'm like, please, I hope they do not do a match between these two people. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a feud between Christian and Matt Hardy. I mean, my goodness. How many times can we go to that well? Please tell me that's not what they're actually going to do. I don't think it is. But if they did, I would just be sad. I'd be looking at all like the hardcore AEW fanboys, and I'd be like, But they probably wouldn't like it either. Let's be honest. Two ex-WWE guys going against each other? Oh, I am offended. All right, so Team Taz speaks on Adam Page. Taz says that Cage and Hobbs will have to face Page and a Dark Order buddy of his choosing. And Ricky Starks leaves like he's upset, like he's mad. Like, were they not talking about Ricky Starks very much? It was subtle. You know, he just kind of left and Brian Cage was all like, gives him a look, right? So, yeah, just a little subtlety going on there. It seems like they're trying to build some jealousy, some tension between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. So that's cool. We'll see where that goes. But we don't really know why exactly he left. Now, Tony, he introduces Darby and Sting in the ring. Tony Schiavone's voice has pretty much come back at this point. Sting says he won't forget Double or Nothing. I won't forget it either. That was pretty cool to see him in the ring. Scorpio Sky shows up on the big screen. And Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, they lay out a challenge. So that looks like we're going to be having some more matches with these dudes. Now Tony Schiavone, still in the ring. Different segment this time. He's introducing his good buddy, Dr. Britt Baker, who's a heel, by the way, and she is the champion. She is the new AEW Women's Champion. She got Rebel, not Reba, on her side. They go to the ring. There are balloons. There's some rando wrestlers, just some random people. Jobbers, former champions, I guess. Whatever. They're in the ring, you know. Guys and girls, just whatever, dude. And burgers. There are burgers on a table. Why are there burgers on the table in the ring with Britt Baker, the new champion, in her celebration? Well, I believe it was McDonald's gave her $1,500 or 1,500 coupons for burgers. I don't know why they would give an athlete McDonald's vouchers or coupons for free burgers. I don't know. Maybe so she could give them all to all of her buddies. Maybe so she could give them all to the fans and put them underneath a chair like Jericho did earlier. And she says, yes, that's what she did. So she tells everybody to look. Everybody looks, and there's nothing under there. She lied. She's a freaking liar. There were no burgers whatsoever. Nyla Rose, Nyla Rose is in the background. I didn't even recognize that it was her at first. Like, she just looked different. I don't know. She's wearing different clothes, different hair. She doesn't look the same, right? Britt Baker, Tony Schiavone, and Rebel like put their burgers together like this, like it's some kind of like superhero thing, like were they doing the Shield? I don't know what they were doing, but Nyla Rose gets upset and she like starts tossing burgers around, and she leaves, and the segment just kind of ends. I don't know who put this segment together. I don't know what exactly they were going for. All the random people there that have nothing to do with Britt Baker other than Nyla. Like, is this their way of like putting Nyla and Britt Baker together? A dispute over like being jealous that she got hamburger vouchers? What? Like, why was she there in the first place? She must be mad that Vicky Guerrero is no longer with her. That's really got to be what's really deep down. The real reason Vicky Guerrero left her, She's hungry. She's in the ring. No burgers for her. She's mad. I'm just saying. I'm trying to make sense out of this. Somebody please explain to me what the point of this segment was. Why? Why did she get mad? Why did she attack with the burgers? I just don't know. But anyways, move on from that. Pac, he doesn't want any help from Kingston. So yeah, Kingston says that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Tries to explain that to Pac, and yeah. So now we got the bunny with Butcher and Blade, or maybe it was just Blade. I only saw Blade. Yeah, and they are part of the big money Matt Hardy group. I totally forgot about that, honestly. She's taken on, Bunny is taking on Red Velvet with, she's got on her side, ringside, Kylan King and Big Swole. Why? I guess because they're students within Cody's group. I don't know. Usually Kylan King is like a fan ringside, and we hadn't seen Big Swole in a while, but she's there. Red Velvet, I like what she does. She's got some good moves. She's got some good taunts, whatever. She's got a good presence. You know, she's somebody to watch for, right? Well, she does this dive to the outside, and she almost lands on her head. You know, the classic Lita Trish, like almost break your neck, totally break your neck thing. She flips all the way over. So I guess that saved her. Bunny tries to cheat with the help of Blade, but Red Velvet, she gets a hell of a kick for a win. And Red Velvet, she wins this match. And backstage, Johnny Hungy is hungry for gold. John Silver, that is. And he had a TNT championship opportunity, but he's still hurt. His arm still hurts. So he gives his TNT title opportunity to Evil Uno. I didn't know that you could donate your championship opportunity to somebody else, but he did. So a good friend, I guess. And Evil Uno, you know, boy, I'm so excited for that. Miro versus Evil Uno? Wow, dude, that's going to be great. So Miro, he's responding in a different area. He says that his wife is hot. So expect Lana to show up in 90 or less days. And he has no feelings. Well, not for his wife, but for wrestlers, apparently. And he will beat Evil Uno, as if we needed to be told that. And next week will be another Friday edition, but we will be having, I believe it's on the 26th. We're going to have a Saturday edition of Dynamite. So they're just doing dates all over the place. Hopefully they can get a schedule going on, because what's going to happen when they have two shows? Are they going to be moving around like that? Hopefully not. But it is time for the main event. It's a bull rope match, not a Texas bull rope match. No, this is pinfall or submission main event. It is Dustin Rhodes versus Nick Comoroto. Nick Comoroto, of course, kind of a more green figure, and Dustin Rhodes in a main event. I didn't think he was going to be having another one, but there he is, wrestling in the main event again. Nick, he jumpstarts the match and look, it's attacking before the bull ropes can even be attached to their hands, to their arms, to the wrist. The fight spills out into the wrestler fans areas. Fuego del Sol gets in the tussle, and Nick tosses him into the rest of the wrestlers. Aaron Solo, he's there. He's trying to get involved, but he gets power slammed by Dustin. And I'm going to have to go back and look at this, but I thought that the rope was like too tight when this happened, and Dustin kind of like did the power slam and kind of stumbled, but I could be wrong. I'll have to go back and check that out. But Aaron Solo, he gets driven into the floor there. Nick Comoroto is bleeding. Dustin gets powerbombed through a table on the outside. Oh, no. Aaron Solo tries to attack, but Colton Gunn, he helps out. I don't know where he came from. I'm glad the commentator said who he was, because I just saw like this tan guy with the sides of his head shaved like big time. I didn't know. I couldn't tell from the back who it was. I didn't know. This normally in AEW, we just have like a group of people come and attack and save and rescue people. But on this episode of Dynamite, we just kind of had like one guy who was kind of there already that we didn't really notice come in and help. So I don't know why. I think it was just it's just happenstance. It's just the way it went down. Now, Dustin, he gets a low blow on Nick Camarado, but he isn't down yet. It would have taken me down, believe me. That looked like it hurt. But Camarado, he stumbles around the ring. Surely having a bull rope attached to you doesn't help. Dustin, he gets a second rope bulldog, and Dustin ties up the legs of Camarado for the pin and the win. Dustin Rhodes wins this thing right here on Dynamite. So that was AEW Dynamite, the fallout from AEW Double or Nothing. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. It's at MXW Chronics. I have another YouTube page. It's youtube.com/YouTube Wrestling Federation. Got a Facebook page for that, facebook.com/YouTube Wrestling Federation. And I have a Twitch, and that is twitch.tv/donut_space. All of those links are in the description. So yeah, check that out. And hey, I will catch you guys next time.